let's take some time and explore the long game, God's judgment in the long game, and the Lamb's way, because the long game and the Lamb's way go together. That is, that we lay down our lives, that the self-sacrificing way, the non-retaliatory way, the non-way of taking things into our own hands and having to make things happen for God's sake, that instead that we trust that the Lord is working, that we trust that even though things are not going our way, which is very clearly what's happening until the end game of the book of Revelation and the message therein, that the saints, that's you and me, that we are trusting that God is working something over the long haul, and so therefore we are able, and that feeds us, that gives us grace to be able to lay down our lives. It gives us grace to be able to not have to, come against things that we think are bad. That doesn't mean that we don't vote, that we don't elect officials, that we don't participate in our system, but it means that we have a self-sacrificing sort of a way. The Lamb's way is because God is orchestrating something in the long game, we can trust God to be able to do something with us, to us, through us, in the midst of all of this, without having to do it the world's way. And I think that we're so frequently tempted and brought in, onto the playing field of the world to be able to say, hey, this is the way that the world does it, so we're going to do it that way back. And it's like, no, that's not the Lamb's way at all. And some of you might be saying, well, you're talking about that the Lamb's way is passive. And I'm like, actually, in some ways, perhaps in many ways, it is. That it is not doing the thing on the world's terms, that instead we are laying down our lives, we're sacrificing, we're loving others when we're not being loved in return. We're doing all of these different things that are counterintuitive to us. And in the end, the Lamb is working his victory through us. We're winning like the Lamb won. How did the Lamb win? He didn't overthrow the government. He laid down his life, and the enemy could not stop what happened when he laid down his life. That's the ethic of the book of Revelation.